The turkey was unscathed, the sight picture was true, and the trigger press was graceful. By all accounts, next Thanksgiving's main course should have been laid up in a heap among the weeds. But somehow this Kevlar-clad gobbler had matrixed my shot. Neither feather nor hide was found. Now an entire year must pass again before I can even attempt a reckoning upon this elusive butterball. Certainly there was an element of disappointment at the missed opportunity and even some doubt over my own abilities. The scattergun didn't get the memo. It was the shot pattern, not the turkey, that was supposed to be the subject of scattering. Some might deem it as a wasted morning. After all, slumber was sacrificed to get to the field prior to first light, only to dirty a shotgun with no fruit to show for it. And yet this morning was anything but. For with it came a tranquil Yorktown sunrise to illuminate the grandeur of the Almighty's handiwork. With it came fellowship with one of the finest fellows with whom I've had the privilege of sharing a blind. With it came the conviction and edification of testimony shared and earnest conversation intertwined with chuckle-inducing jokes. With it came the heartwarming spectacle of white tails bounding and frolicking among the fields. With it came the sparrow that visited us for a brief but blessed moment. With it came the exhilarating moment when the butterballs cleared the brush. With it came a nature trek along the fertile south-central Texas river bottom and further education on deer scrapes, turkey calls, and the like. So here we see that it's all a matter of perspective. Perhaps the platitude of missing the forest for the trees might apply here. If an itemized after-action report were to merely claim the failed objective of obtaining a bearded bird, it would indeed seem but a futile endeavor. But that is a short-sighted account indeed, for it discounts the many blessed nuances that accompanied the outing. I can likewise equate it to another hunting experience. It was a sparse deer season this time around. It got to the point that I was so acutely focused on filling tags to fill the freezer that I missed the fullness of the experience. I recall sitting in the blind, staring out over a sea of does. They were so close that I could have all but petted them. Instead of basking in the grandeur of the moment, I was frustrated, for there was not a spike or legal buck among them on which to take a shot. Again, some would call the endeavor futile because no venison was harvested that day. But not so. The greatest futility lay in the discounted moments and lack of earnest appreciation for the rendering of the Almighty that laid before me. Once again, it comes down to perspective. There are many implications that may be drawn. In regards to faith, I wonder how often our focus has been so rigid that we've missed the countless nuances that the Lord, by His manifold grace, has instilled in our various seasons. Have we been so focused on the conclusion of a difficult period that we have failed to glean each lesson and exhortation therefrom? Have we risen on countless mornings so focused upon the menial tasks of survival to the point that we have failed to live and love as our Savior does? Have we been so focused on a waypoint or deadline that we have passed by that beggar crying out for the bread of life and thereby missed the most substantial mandate of the Lord altogether? Even in the moments where we fail and attempt at a temporal harvest, there are ongoing opportunities to participate in a greater harvest that holds eternal implications and likewise affords the people of God the blessed opportunity to walk with the one who loves us so bountifully and tenderly. May this realization compel us to live for Christ all the more deliberately, to refuse to be content to trod only the outskirts of God's will, and to reinstate the Lord in His proper place of preeminence rather than retaining Him only in our periphery.